Hey guys, welcome to the last week of August, just before Labor Day. Many times people say, they sell over the summer and then they come back and it's full force. Well, not now, there's so many algos and everything like that. But I have it up on my Instagram with my my post from today, Prove Them Wrong, which is basically no matter what somebody else has to say, a naysayer in your life, just go out and do it anyways. It's the sweetest reward when you're able to achieve your goals. And you know what? Those people that are not there to support you, sometimes it's better to cut them out because they are not giving you that positive influence. And every day you wake up and you believe that you can and you start and you do something to make it happen, you will make it happen. And I wanted to go ahead and go over the watch list from Friday. I mean, the first two on the list, if you had like 10 shares of each, you would have banked on Friday. So it's totally worth it. I do have a sale going on through Labor Day with a promo code LABOR. If you guys are interested, try it for a month and see. But really, it's like $1 a day to go ahead and get stocks that are just going to rock it. I've got Splk up here. You can see I had a buy entry 119.71. It dropped down. You could have gotten in even earlier down here in the 115 area and went all the way to 126. So if you've gotten at 115, 126, of course, you're probably not going to ride the whole $11 run, but if you'd had 10 shares, you would be rocking it. And ADSK as well. Autodesk, another one, rocked it on Friday. Look, I had it from after hours market, and look, if you'd entered right around open 150, ran to 157, $7 move. So these are just two of the ones that really rocked it on Friday. And honestly, there are always moves that are happening like this. So definitely try it out. There's no harm to try it out, right? It's roughly $1 a day. If you go and you buy a Starbucks, that's $3 to $4 a day. And that Starbucks probably isn't going to offer you the potential to make money with 10 volatile stocks to watch each day. So try it out, check it out and see. Not everyone likes it, but hey, not everything works for absolutely everyone. So we'll go into the SPY review. Big level to watch here, 287.28, broke out on the year, 287 broke out lifetime high. So definitely feeling bullish on the SPY as long as it stays above 287 really. I think that we could be seeing a test of 290s potentially this week. However, it could also roll back, so keep it on watch. I know it looks a little confusing with all these different levels here, but we've got these orange lines, which is dark pool money that has been traded lately, and this upward purple line, which is an upward trend line. So, if it pulls back, I think we could see a pull back to 282 levels, 283 for a bounce off of this upward trend line. But for the most part, it would have to break down below really this downward brown trend line here of about 284, 283 for it to really happen. As always, guys, I am not a licensed professional. I did have my Series 7, so for my watch list, please do your own due diligence. However, we do have some great ones going on. And to get to my watch list, too, if you don't know, CJ and Trade, very easy. For some reason, there's an issue with TradingView right now. Okay, so this is the daily chart for Benefit Focus. On the 15-minute chart, I pull it back. I would say resistance of 42.50 and support of 42.05. And go ahead, we pull it back on the year chart. You guys know I love the 52-week breakout winners. So this one is, last time it broke out was back here. Actually, it had a test once and then broke out here on August 21st and has been running up. So watch for it to continue. It could continue on up. After the earnings, it had that drop and then run. And so keep it on watch. Again, I did have surgery last Monday, so it might be a little loopy in my talking. I've been on codeine for the pain meds. Thankfully, it was just a quick in and out surgery recovering, but it's mostly 2 weeks at home. And also, definitely go and get checked. Prior to the surgery, I found out my heart rate was 48, and I've always had it in the 50s, but 40s was a little low. I'm like, when I'm approaching 40s at my age and my heart rate starts to match, that's kind of an issue for me. So I went ahead and got it checked out, and hopefully it's just a healthy heart. Exercise my entire life. But side note, sorry about that tangent. Definitely go get checked out. You know, life is precious. Life is beautiful, like it says on my shirt. So make sure that you cherish that and you take care of yourself as well as everything else in your life, because having a healthy body and your health is everything. If you don't have that, it makes life much more difficult to do any daily task. All right, sorry about the tangent. BNFT, it has 23 million in the float and was 48% short float volume on Friday. We also have AMD, which has been running up. Look at this massive week it had. Breaking 2050, ran to 2450. That's amazing 20% gains right there. So watch it to see. We've got a support of 24, resistance of 2440, and on the year chart, again, it's all-time breakouts for the lifetime. And so you can see that really it is breaking out, and it's one to watch. Now, this one does have 83 million and 45.69% short float volume. Next on the long list is Cvna, which, again, 52-week breakout. So we've got a high for resistance of 60.86 and a support level of 59.95. It looks like it did break this out from Tuesday, and tested it. So we shall see if this holds as support or it fails from here. Cvna does have 28.5 million in the float, so lower float, and it was 40.54% short float volume on Friday. LBY, on our 15-minute chart, again, this has broken out and tested new highs. So we're going to keep it on watch. 1125 for resistance, 1104 for support on the 1-year chart. Let's pull it back. It's a little slow today. I'm not sure why. So you can see back here, it actually on the 2nd of August was when it hit the new high. So we're looking for that breakout, really a cup and handle setup that we're looking at on the daily chart. They have 20.3 million in the float, and it was 51% short float volume on Friday. Last one is Crone. We have Crone, we have CGC, we have, what are some other ones? Tilray, TLRY. The cannabis sector is running like crazy. So you can see here we had this upward trend line. It tested it, broke out, and ran. Now we have a high after hours of 1073 and a support of 1018. So keep it on watch. This one does have 149 million in the float, but look at this volume. It is surging and running like crazy. So the whole pot cannabis sector right now is really hot, so keep it on watch. You've got the high of the year up here at 1190, so it could easily test that. If it breaks 1190, you know, just put a little alert here. It's so easy on Trading View. So we just go here, 1190, crossing up, and it can shoot you an email, handbell, everything like that. This is Trading View if you guys don't already know. All the information is in below. So if that breaks out 1190, all-time high for the stock, I want to know. Just that easy. All right, on the short list, we do have EDU, which has 116 million in the float. I forgot to tell you, Crone, 149 million in the float, 60% short float volume on Friday. So on our 15-minute chart here, we do have a resistance of 75.54, support of 74.24. You can't really see there, but that's what it is, which we will see is close to the all-time low. So keep it on watch because it could be breaking down here. And they do have 116 million in the float. So keep it on watch. We also have, next one is KB, which is KB Financials. The whole financial group has been really dropping lately, so keep it on watch. It could easily run up here. You can see if it did sort of break this resistance line, it could have a major upsurge, or it could continue on down here. We could be at a resistance point of just a little bounce up. So support of 45.87 and resistance of 46.07, 395 million in the float. Next on our list is WBK. I'm telling you, these bets, they make me talk so silly and loopy. Once I'm off of them, I'm totally going to give you guys my review of Stephanie Camerman's stock, her trading room, her app, her trading room, and book. I read the book while I was waiting for my surgery. Amazing stuff, but I got to be able to articulate it. So WBK, support of 25 05 down here, resistance of 2018, and they do have 3.3 billion in the float. Again, financial sector. You can see it has been in downward trend. A lot of the financial sectors have been going downwards. Now we could see a major surge up. Next, we also have Flxs steel industry. With everything going on with the trade wars, the steels have been moving like crazy this year. So for this, I would say first level of support, 36.49, because on Friday it tanked. It actually ran all the way down to 33.08 and then found a little bit of support here and then surged up, a little bit of consolidation, surged up, and then pulled back. So I would look for further continuation of the downward trend since it was down overall on Friday. Like I said, support of 36.49 to be broken, first level, 35-ish for the second level, and then on down to 33 if it gets all the way down there. So potentially $3.60 to the downside, could break up through the resistance of 38.17. It does have 7.3 million in the float, which could be another reason why it's had this drastic and dramatic move because of the low float situation. Last one on the short list is HIBB. Again, big drop down on Friday. Look for support of 20.35 and resistance of 21.30. They do have 17 million in the float, and you can see on the year, it's right in the middle of the range for the year. You can see right here too, that it's not overly high or overly low. It does look like it's testing this support level right here. If it breaks it though, it could go right here to 16.95. If it were to break 16.95, we do have a void to the downside all the way down to 14.90, $15. So if it breaks the 17 level, watch out for it to go down to 15. For the long swing list, potential for long-term swings, I have IO, which if it loads here, so it did find a bit of a support here at 15.25, and it looks like it's starting to curl up. You know, if you were to get in now, I would say use a support level for potential exit of 16. Actually, I would go a little bit further. I would say, yeah, $16 as support. So $1.45 to the downside potentially if you wanted to enter now. MTW, again, I would use this. You can see it's starting to curl up. It went up, tested this EMA here, pulled back, but it looks like it could be in the upward motion. You know, it did find support again down here around 22.50, and it's now up at almost 23. So I would say if you get into this one, use potentially 22.50 as your risk tolerance. Of course, these are just my personal opinion, thoughts on it as far as support. Also, JKS. Look at this one. The energy sector has been beaten down, beaten down, beaten down. This one is in the solar sector. So keep it on watch. Again, look, it looks like a double bottom here, and it's starting to curl up, starting to roll over some exponential moving averages. So it could be in the upward motion. You know, if you were to get in here, potential exit with partial profits around the 16.30 area. So nice $3 potentially. And I would look at support level of potentially 12.10. And we also have, I got 5 this week, CASA, technology sector. And it looks like same sort of thing. It's starting to curl up. They had earnings, massive drop. You know, we do have this resistance here of the low of 13.25. It did break that, and all of the exponential moving averages are starting to curl up. So I would say it might have resistance at 14, the low right here, of 14.30. So if it could break 14.50, I would be more likely to get in, to keep this on watch, to see an upward surge. And I think for sure that if it broke $16, we are in a good upward movement for the stock overall. But that's still another $2 away. So you could get in, and that would be maybe potential resistance to watch. And then FND. FND, same thing. Massive drop down from earnings. Looks like it found support down here around the 36 level. So I would say maybe put 36.70, $1 potential to the downside. And then it looks like the resistance would really be here of 39.67 above that. Once it curls there, I think that that would be a nice gap to be filled up to 42. So that's it for the week, guys. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. And you know, shoot over if there's anything else you'd like to see. I am going to work on doing my Wednesday webcast live with you guys in the evenings about how I do create these watch lists ahead of the day. Not my daily one, because those are really the ones that are moving in the morning, but ones like this where I go ahead, I use trade ideas, and I have my scanners that I have set up to do my searches so I can see the stocks that are positioned to potentially have that movement the next day. And if you haven't already, try my watch list for a month. Really, how can it hurt you roughly $1 a day to see 10 volatile stocks for the day that could potentially profit? Paper trade them, learn from it. All right, guys, have a great week ahead. Carpe profit.